Warning, this video is not intended for persons underneath the age of 13. Thank you.
Hello all, I'm the Ares1999, and today we are talking about language in Dungeons & Dragons. Or should I say, hola, todo, soy the Ares1999, y hoy somos hablando de lenguaje in Dungeons & Dragons. In case you're wondering, my channel name and the name of the game system are both proper nouns, so they don't translate. So, what is language? Put simply, language is a series of symbols and sounds that represent concepts and ideas. It's what differentiates conversation from grunting. Now, language is something that often gets brushed over in D&D. After all, most people speak common, so why bother with all the separate tongues? Personally, I don't think that this is the best approach. Having different languages is a great challenge for the players. In my podcast campaign, link in the description, the elven girl Alicia spoke almost half a dozen different languages but couldn't read. Now at one point, the party found a piece of goblin writing, so the cleric Javin used his understanding of Dwarvish to sound out the words while she translated. It was one of the best moments of non-combatal teamwork that I've seen as a dungeon master, and it was all because of a language barrier. Have fun doing stuff like that! For a more general example, perhaps the party finds themselves traveling in a foreign land that doesn't use common. Some religious ceremonies might only be practiced in one language. Maybe a spell, song, or potion recipe is recorded in some ancient tongue and the party has to find a way to decipher it. Some people also might be more hospitable if you speak to them in their native language.
I don't speak any other languages. I have friends that speak Spanish and French and Portuguese. I don't care. I speak English, the language Jesus spoke. At least he did in the movie I watched.
Now, all of this talk about linguistics got me curious as to how many languages a single character could know. I went ahead and tallied them up, so let's get into that. As a quick recap of the rules for breaking the game, if you didn't see the video on speed, I am open to using any WotC published material, and this character can potentially go past level 20. I know that a DM could use his or her own powers to give the players magic items or spells to get around whichever challenges he or she pleases. And I know that some people say that level 20 is a hard cap for leveling, so I just wanted to put those two things here at the front before we dive in. First, you have to be a high elf to innately get Elvish, Common, and some third language. That's straightforward enough. For your background, you have a choice from Acolyte, City Watch, Cloistered Scholar, Courtier, Faction Agent, or Sage. Each of these give you 2 languages. You're primarily going to be a ranger for the favored enemy feature. Now this is where it gets a little murky, but stick with me. This feature lets you choose a certain number of enemy types, including up to 2 races of humanoid. With this, you get a number of bonuses in fighting these creatures, and I quote, "When you gain this feature, you also learn one language of your choice that is spoken by your favorite enemies if they speak one at all." It specifically says enemies, not enemy, meaning that if you choose 2 races of humanoid, you get 2 extra languages. You can use this feature 3 times, so as a 14th level ranger, you get 6 extra languages. Then you're going to multi-class into rogue, you'll get Thieves Can't right off the bat, and become a mastermind at 3rd level, so you get 2 more languages of your choice. Be a fighter. At level 3, choose Samurai for the bonus proficiency feature, which lets you pick a language instead of a proficiency if you want to. Then become a Druid. At level 1, you'll get Druidic, and at level 2, be Circle of the Shepherd to get Sylvan. Next, get 1 level as a Knowledge Cleric to get Blessing of Knowledge for 2 more languages. Lastly, get 1 level as a Storm Sorcerer to get Primordial. At some point while you're leveling up, you'll also want to go for the Linguist feat to get 3 more languages. So let's give a quick rundown of all of that. You are an Acolyte +2, High Elf +3, with 14 levels as a Ranger +6, 3 levels as a rogue, plus 3, 3 levels as a fighter, plus 1, 2 levels as a druid, plus 2, 1 level as a cleric, plus 2, and 1 level as a sorcerer, plus 1, with a special feat, plus 3. You are a 24th level character who can speak 23 languages. 23! There are a total of 40 languages in D&D. I tallied these up myself by going through all 3 of the core rulebooks, so you can speak 57.5 of all of the languages in 5th edition. If 2 people in the party do this, that's more than all of the languages. You'll have some double up there, which is nice. By the way, if you read the Book of Vile Darkness, then you kind of speak dark speech, but you aren't really communicating with it. You're just using the evil words as a weapon against people's minds, so maybe half of a language. That's 58.75% of all possible tongues in one character. I'm only at 740 words in the script. How can I pad the runtime? I mean, what other useful information can I give on the topic? Well, maybe you can't dedicate all of the time to become a communication master, but you still want to be prepared in case you don't share a language with someone.
Here's my cricket. He's saying hello to you. Ain't he cute?
Sorry, I don't speak Italian.
Here are a couple of workarounds. Comprehend languages lets you understand but not speak any language. The Warlock Eyes of the Runekeeper and the Divination Wizard Third Eye let you read any language. The Great Old One Patron Warlock's Awakened Mind and the Monastic Tongue of the Sun and Moon lets you communicate with anyone who speaks any language. The spell Message might also overcome a language barrier. The spell just says that the creature has to speak a language, but it doesn't say anything about it being the same language, and you are connecting your minds, so we'll just put Message down as a maybe. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have another Breaking the Game video calculating the highest possible speed, and a video where I talk about alternative ways to use battle initiative. As I said above, I run a D&D podcast called Enter the Dungeon. I just launched a gaming channel, actually. Got one video up there right now where I play Learn to Fly 2 on Congregate, and I talk about the Barbarian class. Got a lot planned for that. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Have a great day, and God bless.